So start lying down on your back or sitting cross-legged, whatever is better for you. So today will be a practice of kind of restorative yin yoga. So by that I mean that the poses will be held for quite long periods of time and are generally geared towards either creating flexibility and openness in the body or deep relaxation, or both. Technically, restorative and yin are two different styles of yoga, but we'll be playing with kind of the place where they begin to cross over in this class. If at any point the poses are being held for too long for your body, then really come out of the pose whenever it feels like you've taken whatever you need from it and come to either lie on your back or take any other position that feels comfortable for you or any adjustment that feels good to you. And you're also welcome to give me a little wave at any point, and I can literally tailor things by giving you an adjustment that's really for your body. Yeah. So we begin. Start just by closing your eyes if they're not closed already. Bringing your attention to your breath. You don't need to change the breath in any way, just watch it, observe it coming in and out. Letting the breath bring you into the here and now. And opening to the quality of receptivity, which is really the theme of yin. Letting go of any resistance and accepting everything that's arising in the present moment and really allowing it. So we can begin by taking a scan of the body, starting at the top of the head, scanning all the way down. Just having a check-in with your physical body today. Make any little fidgets or tweaks that make you more comfortable where you are. Noticing anywhere that maybe feels a little bit stiff or that hasn't woken up quite yet. And also noticing any areas that feel good, that feel open. Taking one more deep, slow breath just to take stock of anything else arising for you in your physical body. And then bringing your awareness to your mind. Noticing any thoughts that might be with you at the moment. Having a quick reflection if there have been any thoughts or stories that have been with you today so far. Maybe also noticing any moments of stillness within your mind. Taking one more breath just to observe anything else that's arising for you at the level of your mind. And after this, bringing your attention to the level of the emotions. Noticing how you're feeling right now. Feel into what your mood is right now. And if you can, feel into how your emotions and your feelings are connected to your body. So an easy example is when we're nervous, we can feel that kind of feeling in our tummy, or that sense of kind of electrical, slightly nervous energy in the body. And when we're relaxed, it also has a relationship with our body, but has a different quality. So just feeling into how your emotions relate to your body in this moment, if you can. And taking one more breath here, just noticing anything else that is with you at the level of your emotions. And then letting everything go. You're going to gently make your way over onto your side, onto all fours, and then over to a child's pose. You have the possibility of placing a bolster or a cushion on the top of your calves so that you're kind of sitting your hips upon it, which can make it gentler. This can be a really nice variation even if you find child's pose very easy. But is especially nice if you find it a little bit challenging. You're also welcome to place a block underneath your head at whatever height you might need it. You can allow your arms to kind of wrap around your legs. So firstly, bring your awareness back to your breath. And then next, make any extra adjustment to help yourself be even more comfortable here. So it might be to move your arms to allow your hands to rest lightly on the mat by the side of your lower legs, or to allow your shoulders to release even more. Maybe you want to try with your arms forwards if that feels more comfortable for you. A good way to look at things is to make any shift that would make you 5% more comfortable than you are already. And really give yourself permission to explore that. What might make you 5% more comfortable than you are right now? And then wherever you find yourself, just stay there, rest in that. you can play with orbiting your breath. So by this I mean that you can visualize that as you inhale, that the breath is traveling down your back body, all the way down your spine. And that as you exhale, that the breath is traveling up the front of your body and to the top of your head. So it's making this egg or loop all around you, that all of the energy in your body is moving in this way. Play with making your breath even deeper and even slower. And keep allowing yourself to fidget and adjust the pose as we stay in it for another couple of minutes. Taking 3 more breaths here to complete your relaxation in this pose. And after your 3rd breath, slowly making your way up onto all 4s. From here we're going to roll over onto our backs. And just bring your knees in towards your chest, hugging onto the backs of the thighs. And we're going to stay here. If you find that this angle, holding this kind of acute bend in the knees, is too strong for you, you're also welcome to lay a bolster on top of the backs of the thighs, and then you can rest your legs on that to make the angle less steep. But if it's good for you, you can just hug the legs in towards the body. It can be nice to pick your head up from here and then tuck your chin in towards the chest, and then gently lay the head back down, allowing the maximum amount of length through your neck. So if you aren't already, you can again focus your attention on orbiting the breath around, sending the breath down to the base of the spine, and then exhaling, bringing it up through the front of the body, back towards the top of the head. Thinking of this circular circuit. just scanning through your body and observing any holding or any tension and seeing if you can release it on the exhalation. Yeah, of course, if at any point you need to adjust or move out of the pose sooner, then you can. Otherwise, we stay here for another minute or so. And one of the symbolic parallels of this pose is to reflect upon, what do you hold close to you? What's important to you? What do you hold dear? We take another 3 deep breaths here just to complete the relaxation in this pose. And then you can come to bring your feet onto the mat. If you want to, we're going to be coming into a twist, a spinal twist. So to make this a little bit more intense, you walk your heels close to your sit bones. And to make this less intense, you walk your heels a little bit further away from your sit bones. So find a place that feels good to you, and also know you can adjust it as we go. And then if you lift your hips off the ground, bump them over to the left side just an inch or 2. You can bring your arms out at shoulder height. If you need support for one of your hands or your shoulders because of a rotator cuff injury, for example, then you can place a block underneath the hand that doesn't want to make it to the floor. And then you can drop your knees to the right and drop your head to the left. I'm going to come around. It can be really beautiful to place some blocks or a bolster underneath the legs. So if they're floating, they can land on something and be supported. You can also place a block between. Your head can look the opposite way to your knees to really emphasize. So the opposite direction to the knees. So if the legs are going right, then the head can go left. So making sure that the hands are relaxed, that even the fingers are relaxed. Making sure the face is relaxed, especially the jaw. Relaxing through your spine, letting it just be like jelly, melting jelly. And of course, allowing the legs to feel super heavy, just coming towards the earth. A little bit more with every exhalation. Taking another 3 deep breaths here. After your 3rd breath, coming out of the twist super slowly, starting with the head, just the head coming back to center. Then pressing through the backs of the arms to give you the strength to gently lift your legs back to center. And then bringing your hips back into center and taking a moment just with the knees touching and the feet wide to just rebalance before we come to the other side. So from here, we bring the feet back next to each other, bringing your hips up and over a little bit to the right side, dropping your knees to the left side, and allowing your head to look over your right shoulder this time, switching over any props. It might feel completely different from one side to the other, so you might need to use a completely different configuration of props, or maybe you don't need some on one side, but they're really good for you on the other side. So make it work for you, however that is. And again, you can check in with different parts of the body, just making sure that it's all super relaxed. Relaxing your eyes and your tongue. Relaxing your shoulders. Relaxing your elbows. Relaxing your belly. Relaxing your knees. Even relaxing the soles of your feet. Imagining that the breath is traveling all the way down to the toes as you inhale, and all the way back up to the top of your head on the exhale, washing through your whole body like a wave. Giving yourself another 3 breaths here. And just see if you can melt and relax even more with every out breath, especially. After your 3rd breath, gradually bringing your head back to center, pressing through the backs of the arms, lifting the legs gently, gently, moving any props to the side, bringing the hips back to center, and again bringing the feet wide and dropping the knees together. And this time you can let your arms come down a little bit lower, just having a rest in a nice neutral position. You can slightly press the lower back in towards the mat if that feels comfortable for you. So from here, taking a deep breath all the way in and all the way out, maybe even letting out a little sigh. And we can gently move ourselves towards happy baby, again drawing the knees in towards the chest. But this time, if it's accessible for you, you can bring your soles of your feet up to the sky and hold on to the outer edges of your feet, drawing your knees in towards your armpits. If this is too strong for you, then you're welcome to hold on to the calves. And you can also place either a bolster along your tummy or blocks along the tops of your legs to make it less of an acute angle. So it's up to you. I'm demonstrating a kind of variation of it, or you can, that's it, hold on to the feet. So if you like, you can rock a little bit from side to side. So from here, actually, we really want the back of the head upon the ground. Yeah. So if that means that you need to hold on to your calves instead, or even the backs of the thighs, like I'm demonstrating now, then that can be really nice. So you want the head to feel heavy, as if the back of the head were melting into the ground. And then over time, as you hold this, you can allow your sacrum to gently melt in towards the ground. So the difference between this one and having the knees towards the chest is that the soles of the feet are technically pointing up towards the sky. Yeah. And I would say hold above or below the knee joint, but not directly on top of it. Backs of the legs can be a really nice variation here. Sending the breath from the top of the head down to the base of the spine and up your legs as you breathe in. And then moving from the soles of the feet down the legs and back up the spine to the top of the head as you breathe out. So final deep breath in and deep breath out. Allowing the feet to melt back down towards the ground, moving any props out of the way. Again, we can come to that neutral bent legs shavasana with the knees touching, the feet wide. And then walking the feet together, rolling over onto one side. Actually going to make your way up to standing. Before you all fall asleep. So from here we're going to come to a dangle pose. So we can start just by having a little stretch, bringing the arms up towards the sky. Oh. And as we exhale, folding over. And then you can hold onto your elbows, allowing your chin to come in towards your chest. So this is actually a classic example of a pose that's quite yin, but not very restorative. It has restorative elements, but it doesn't have the kind of deep relaxation that's with true restorative yoga. However, it works deeply with the parasympathetic nervous system, These forward folds are amazing at helping to kind of deregulate any stress in the body. Unwind stress in the body, I should say. You can keep your knees bent. Even if you're very flexible, keep a micro bend in the knees. And have a look down at your toes. Observe what's going on there. Ideally, you want your feet to be around hip distance apart. You can actually make the pose a little bit gentler by bringing the feet wider than hip distance apart. So it's up to you. And see if you can allow your toes to be really facing forwards. So neither turning out nor in. Breathe into all the areas that you can feel opening up, the hamstrings, maybe also the lower back. You can come to a little gentle rocking from side to side. Allowing yourself to sink a little bit deeper with every exhalation. And we're just going to stay here for another 3 breaths. After your 3rd breath, gently bending the knees even more and slowly bringing your way back up to standing. Unrolling the spine, maybe giving the shoulders a few rolls. And for our final pose, I'm going to ask you to move your mats. How am I going to do this? What am I going to ask you to do? Yeah, move your mats to find some wall. And we'll do legs up the wall pose. So really nice, you can get into this any way you can, by the way. So you're welcome to scooch and shuffle. One way that makes even less pressure on the lower back is to start with your bum pretty close to the wall, in a kind of lying on your side, almost in a kind of fetal position. And then from here, you can just bring one leg up and the other leg up. And scooch yourself in. You can allow the arms to come up over your head with the palms facing up towards the sky. You can allow the feet to turn out to the sides. That's it. Resting your heels upon the wall. You're also welcome to bring your arms into cactus arms with the elbows bent, or to bring them down by your sides, or to place one on your belly and one on your heart. So find the arm position that feels best for you. And then come back into this practice of really melting, Finding any little corners or areas of your body that are kind of holding on in any subtle way. And then with the out breath, just letting it go, becoming softer and softer. Letting the ground, letting Pachamama hold you. And these old stone walls that have been here for 300 years. Let that grounding energy really help you to relax even deeper. Sometimes this pose is described as waterfall pose. So if you like, you can visualize that there's a waterfall traveling down your legs, rushing over your body, cleansing you, restoring you, revitalizing you. Taking at least another 3 breaths here. And then you have a choice to either stay here or to move into Shavasana. If you come into Shavasana, you can slowly walk your feet down the wall, back to the mat. And then slowly, a little bit like a very elegant worm, wriggle your way back up the mat. You can either stay with the knees bent Shavasana, which is really good at supporting the lower back. So if you have any lower back issues or issues in the lumbar spine, then staying with the knees bent Shavasana, with the knees touching and the feet at least mat width apart. This can be a really nice variation. Or of course you can come to the full Shavasana if you like.